Hello class 9, welcome to another session of history. We were earlier discussing about the chapter the Russian Revolution. Today in this class we will try to understand about the economy and society of Russia. So what was the system in Russia? Students, maximum population, about 85% of the Russian population was depending on agricultural activities, or they were basically farmers. Moreover, in comparison to any other European country, say if we compare the number of farmers with that of France, which were only 40%, or if we compare them with the farmers of Germany, who were only 50%, then too we find that Russian people in a great number were relying on agriculture. Moreover, Russia was producing for itself as well as for export purposes, and it was one of the major exporters of grains in this span of time. Another important thing was that industries were very less in number, but large factories were existing, and along with these large factories there were small workshops or craft workshops also existing in the country. Though there were different challenges of nominal industries, but still few industries were existing. Now, when we talk about industries, we have to mention that there was a division between the industry of factory workers. The people, the workers who were working for metal industry, they always rated themselves superior to any other factory or industry worker. Next thing that we need to know was that in the eras of 1890s, many new factories had started to come up. Why? Because the railway network in Russia was increasing, and with the increase of this railway network, what was happening? Even the remote areas were being connected by this railways. So this brought a new number of factories to be set up. Then coal production was increasing, it had doubled. Iron and steel output was also increasing, it was what means 4 times. So there was an increase in the production of steel and iron by 4 times. So this was a very good thing. Another thing, the government of Russia had kept supervision on these large factories so that minimum wages were to be ensured for the workers who were working in these factories. Moreover, the government tried to limitize the working hours of these workers. That means a shift of work was decided. But all these rules were broken because of corruption, and because of corruption, many of the factory workers were working even for 15, 15 hours or so. So they had to work for long hours. The so Moreover, the places at which these people were living, these workers were living, they were not small rooms, they were dormitories. That means the workers had to share their area with many other families. The women were about 31% who were working in the factories, but were getting very less money in comparison to that of the men. There were associations also for these workers, but these associations were very few in number. In year 1904, these associations were being termed illegal by the government. Moreover, frequent strikes were taking place in this span of time. Why? Because the workers were not happy with the working conditions, they were not happy with the salaries that they were getting. Now, the workers were divided, and the peasant had no respect for nobility. So, where we see in comparison to the country of France, the people had a lot of respect for nobility here, but in in Russia, the farmers had no respect. The people had no respect for their nobles or landlords, and they wanted to snatch away their land, and even they refused to pay the rents, and even if they got a chance, they tried to murder these landlords. So the Russian peasants had one thing very good if we see into the positive side, and that good side or the positive side was that here in Russia there was a practice of pooling the land together, which was known as the commune or meal, and this commune used to divide the production according to the requirement of the family. So those who had small lands, they used to club the land all together, and all this land together was being cultivated. Say if there is a family of 4 people, but the land size is quite big, then too the production was divided according to the requirement of those 4 people for the year. Say if there was a family with 12 people, but the land area was very little, then to the commune made sure that the division of production was in this manner so that the family could survive for the year even if it had 12 members. So they had a very good system of pooling of the land, or by birth they were communists. Thank you. Read the textbook also. Next we will be discussing in the next class.